Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Fred Speaks. I pray that this podcast finds you in the best of health and spirits. And I would like to start off with a quote. And the quote is, "Your mind will give back to you exactly what you put into it." So your mind will give back to you exactly what you put into it. And if you spend most of your time, focusing on, different things that you have to do, different changes that are coming in your life, or you might be sick and, you got a lot of doctor appointments and different things you have to go to, or kids may be starting back to school and the challenges of trying to get everybody back in the flow of things. Whatever it is that you are allowing in your mind that you're focusing on, that's usually what you're going to get back. So whatever the things that are constantly on your mind, it's usually things that you're putting in, that you're allowing in, that you're focused on. Those are the things that are going to keep coming back to you. So today our podcast today is manage your thinking. And I know many of you out there like, why do I need to manage my thinking? And I was thinking, the same thing. But when I looked at, how during the course of a day, I have numerous thoughts that come to mind, some business, some personal. And usually I don't write anything down. I always try to recall it later, but usually I fail at that because I may be able to recall some bits and pieces, but the overall thought or idea, I struggle with it because I didn't jot it down. So I believe that this is something that we all need to focus on, that we, need to have a place that we can go, whether it's in a bedroom, a chair that we have that we feel comfortable, or it may be somewhere where we have to go to kind of get away from everybody so we have no distractions. But we need to have a place where we can focus on our thoughts, that, the different things that, come to our mind during the course of the day. But the next point is we need to have a notepad and a pen or a pencil to jot down or write down the different thoughts and ideas that come to us on a daily basis, so that we can later recall those things and give some focus to them. Because, during the course of the day, you don't have time to sit there. Oh, a thought came to mind and you're like, oh, let me sit down and focus on this, or let me go over here to my car or whatever. And try to focus on it. You can't, because you're in an environment where you're not able to stop at that time. And so it's a good idea to make sure you have a notepad, pen, or pencil to write down your ideas or thoughts so that you can focus on them later. And then the other thing is making sure when you do have the time to get to your place, whatever that place is, where you're able to focus on your thoughts, is to make sure you're giving each thought as much time as that is needed. And so you want to give ample time to each thought, and because you want to be purpose about managing your thinking. And like I said, most people probably, this is not something that they feel they have time to do, but that's the reason for it, is because you want to be able to manage manage, just like you manage your time, if you do that. But that's something we also need to do is managing our time. But in managing our thinking, we are doing it with a purpose so that we're not all over the place, because you have so many different things that come to your mind, and you can be sitting there for hours, really just going in a circle because you're not able to focus on the things that are most important. So that's the other thing is on your agenda, as you've taken the notes, or the items that you've jotted down during the course of the day. You want to arrange it as an agenda, prioritizing things that are most important at the top. And because if you got something that you're trying to accomplish way down the line, you don't want that at the top of the list, but you want the things that require immediate attention that you're looking to achieve within the next 6 months to a year. You want to make sure those things are at the top of your list. And you may even have some things that you're trying to accomplish that are less than 6 months. So those definitely need to be up at the top of the list. Otherwise, what will happen is you'll keep pushing it out, and then you won't meet your end result. So managing your thinking is something that I believe that would add value to everybody's life. So when you sit down in your place, whatever that place is, that you have an agenda, like today, these are the 5 things that I'm going to focus on, and I'm going to give each item enough time. So putting in the enough thought and focus on each item, so that you come out of it with a good plan or a good strategy of how to achieve whatever that is. So, for example, if you are planning to go back to school, then there's probably some adjustments. If you hadn't been going to school, especially if you got a family and everything, you got to make some adjustments, and you got to start making preparation as far as how you're going to pay for it, and then when are you able to actually take classes. And it may be that you can't physically go to a school, but maybe you can do some online stuff. And again, this is just planning about how you can do it. How can you accomplish that? There may be somebody that, there's a new addition that's coming to the family. They may be getting ready to have a baby, and this is their first child. So there's definitely some planning in that, and making preparation to be prepared for when the baby arrives. So managing your thinking is, I believe, like I said, it's important for each of us, because your mind can be racing so many different, in so many different directions, but actually managing that and having a focus on the things that are most important, I believe, like I said, it will add value to anyone. And so the 3 things, again, was you need to have a place that, you can focus and be able to give, enough time, to your thoughts and your ideas. You need to have a place for that. And again, if it is in a bedroom, that there's a chair that your favorite chair or whatever, that's good. But you need to make sure that you don't have any distractions, that you're able to really focus on your thoughts without being interrupted. So if you can't do that at home, or if you don't have a room that you can kind of steal away to, then you probably need to find a place that's outside of home that you can go, maybe to the library, or go for a drive somewhere, and maybe in your car, you might be able to, devote that time to do that. So you need to have a place. And then throughout the day, as different thoughts and things come to your, or ideas come to your mind, you want to make sure you have a notepad and a pen or pencil to write down these things. Because trust me, if you don't write them down, and it's something about writing things down, you seem to, retain it if you write it down. But like I said, if you don't write things down, then it's kind of hard to try to recall them later, and all the different, thoughts that came or stem from that, if you don't write those things down. And then the third item is making sure that you are able to devote the time that is necessary for each thought or idea. And I believe that if we take this plan and start to use it in our lives, and that's what it's about, is when you do come across ideas that'll be a benefit to you, it's how do you apply it to your life. So at some point you have to start. And the first thing would probably be to get you a notepad, and some pens and pencils or whatever that you can use. And then if you don't already have a place that you can go to focus on your thoughts, start somewhere. Like I said, it may be the car. You may just have to take a drive and just to kind of get away from everything, and just just park somewhere and just be able to utilize that as your place to focus on your thoughts. And then making sure you're not on some time restriction where you are not able to devote the time to your thoughts. So in managing your thinking, you want to also think about what time slots during the day that works best for me to be able to give this time. And I would say start out with 30 minutes to an hour of time to really focus on your thoughts and ideas, and then you can kind of adjust that based on how it works for you. But like I said, the best thing or what we all need to do is to get started, and because you can keep talking about it, and that comes with managing. You can keep talking about that I need to do this, but until you just start to put forth some effort towards it, you'll find yourself in the same boat, a week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you'll find yourself haven't gotten any further. So the first step is go get your notepad. Go get your notepad. Make sure you got some pens or pencils and that you can use. Make sure you have a place that you can focus on your thoughts, and then making sure that you have set aside some time that you can focus on each thought or idea. And I was thinking about one time that I had a dream about an idea, and it was crystal clear. I mean, every step to make it happen in that dream, it was just so real. And I woke up and I did not write anything down. I did not type anything, get the laptop or anything to type anything, or even use my phone to make notes. And that's another thing. If you don't have a notepad, you can use your phone to bring up note or whatever to type in these things, your thoughts or your ideas. So there's different ways to make sure you're getting this stuff jotted down, so that you can recall it later. But getting back to a story though, it was so real in the dream, and I woke up, and then I was sleepy, so I went back to bed without jotting the thought or idea down, and I just knew that I would be able to recall it. And then later on, when I wanted to recall it, I could not remember all the details. So it is very important that you have a way to jot things down so that you can later focus on them and devote time to thinking about them. So make sure that you have something to write down these different thoughts and ideas. And the best way to apply all of this, again, like I said, is to get started immediately, and you will see that it does add value when you started managing your thinking, because like I said, we have so many things that come to our minds, and some good, some bad, and if we don't take the time to jot them down or whatever, then those things, they go out the window, and we're not able to recall them later. So I think it's a good idea to make sure you're managing your thinking, and that you're not all over the place, so that you are focused on the things that you need to focus on, and you're giving things immediate attention that deserves immediate attention, and those things that do not require immediate attention, not that they're not on the list, but those things, they don't require that attention right away. So you can kind of, they can be at the bottom, towards the bottom of your list. But the things that are important that are getting ready to happen in the next 6 months to a year, you want to make sure those things are at the top of your list. So I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope that everyone that is listening in has been able to get something out of this podcast. And with that, I want to encourage you to join us for another episode of Fred Speaks, and we want to say goodbye.